All right, everyone. Well, it is time for The Feed. This is the segment where we take all the funny videos we saw on our social media feeds this week and break them down one by one. So, let's start with the Jackson Dart outrage.
I'm waiting for all those liberal, woke, cuckolded, wannabe talk show hosts who had a problem and spent all day the last couple of days talking about Jackson Dart merely introducing the president at an event in New York and thought it was like the world coming to an end. But to date, I've not heard any one of those shows, and there's specific guys I'm thinking of, who've said a damn word about Josh Jacobs being accused of domestic violence, strangulation, criminal damage, disorderly conduct, and intimidation of a victim. But it bothers me, this fake outrage about it, and this notion of what Jackson Dart did was so offensive and unacceptable, and is going to splinter the locker room up. I would rather have my starting quarterback introduce an unpopular or polarizing president than strangle his girlfriend.
Of course.
Can we agree on that?
Of course.
So here's what I'm saying.
And I'm glad you said it out loud.
Yes. If you were bothered by what Jackson Dart did and you want to go on your high horse and on your soapbox and talk about the moral compass of America and how this is such a bad look for him and for the team and for the NFL, I would hope that you come out even stronger about how bad it is for everybody involved that Josh Jacobs might have done what he's accused of doing.
Absolutely. And
that's, to me, that's a wrap.
Completely agree. And if Joe Biden were still president and Jackson Dart introduced him at a rally, nobody would say anything about it. The hatred for Trump is real, and they can't understand why anyone would like him. We see this all the time, though. I didn't hear much condemnation from people with, for example, Rashee Rice street racing in Dallas, or doing drugs that violated his probation. That's why he's sitting in a jail cell right now. Mike Florio was the only one I saw who pointed out the guy's stupid for what he did. I guess we just have different rules for different communities. Your net worth, I guess, has an effect on what you're allowed to do.
This is a great take. Honestly, like, where is the outrage over Josh Jacobs allegedly beating the hell out of his girlfriend? Not a word from anyone. But one guy introduces President Trump and the world's ending. Listen, we're both Penn State fans, so we want to see Abdul Carter do well. But, buddy, Jackson Dart is the franchise. You start causing problems in that locker room just because you don't agree with his politics, you will be the one who finds the door. They're not going to get rid of him. If you have a problem with what he did, you talk to him, man to man. You don't post it on the internet just so you can pander to your audience and show all the left-wing nuts that you're on their side.
Yeah, keep it in your own room. Don't give the media more ammo to talk about your team. Now you have stories out there that the room is fractured, and those questions come up in the media sessions the players do. It's taken the focus off of football. Bill Belichick always said, don't be a distraction. You made one here.
Yeah, and no one said one thing about literally any other player doing the exact same thing for the opposition. It's like, it's okay if one side does it for them, but it's not okay if someone else does it.
You know, Mike, I saw a study the other day. They broke down every professional sports league in the U.S. on how they aligned politically. Do you know what the most Republican league in the U.S. is?
I would say baseball.
It is baseball. Second was hockey. Third was football. And fourth was the NBA. They also looked at the WNBA, which, to your surprise, is only 2% Republican, right?
Yeah.
No massive shock there.
I'm guessing the NFL split, though, isn't like far and away Democrat. I would say it's 50-50, or even probably leans Republican.
Well, that's funny, because when you look at the nation, most people are either a Republican or a Democrat. But when you look at these sports leagues, they're like 40% independent.
Which is code for closet Republican.
Exactly. They aren't with the right political party, so they can't say it yet.
Yep, 100%.
That's how most leagues are.
That's exactly what that means. Because there's also a lot of people that will tell you in public, oh, I'm not on either side, I'm an independent. But then if you actually grilled them and asked them about their policies and stuff that they want to see, by the end of it, you'll be saying, nah, dude, you're a Republican. You're just afraid to admit it.
And if they had a voting record, they would be with one side, clearly.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, I really like this next one. It is the most simple argument for guns that you can possibly make. Yet for some reason, people like this woman still don't get it.
How would you better protect kids from school shooters?
I would start with gun control.
What would you do?
If you put these rules in place and ban them, we wouldn't have these mass shootings in the first place.
What rules?
Why should a 15-year-old be able to get his hands on, an assault rifle?
If the only way a 15-year-old can get their hands on an assault rifle if it is illegally. And like I said before, about most of the mass shootings are black-on-black crime. That is from straw purchases of guns that they're getting illegally. So they're going to get those guns anyway. In terms of actually the people who are legal gun owners, like I talked about with concealed carry permit holders, they're some of the safest and most well-behaved people in this country. People who are committing the crimes are the people who are illegally getting the guns. And so if someone is illegally getting a gun, how is the best way for you to defend yourself from someone who broke the law?
I feel like if there was a ban in place to begin with from the get-go.
Like I'm saying, the people who are committing the most crimes are getting their guns illegally. So how do you defend yourself from someone who got their gun illegally?
I mean, I'm not quite sure, but I
with
feel
a gun.
But
if you had a gun, you're evening the playing field.
We talk about it all the time. The best way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Criminals don't care about the law. What they do is already illegal, so why would you give up the one thing you can control? Will Witt said it best. You can level the playing field. Why would you not take that?
Yeah. Why is it so hard for liberals to understand that criminals don't care about the laws? If you ban all guns, criminals will still get their hands on guns. We ban drugs, but people still get those all the time. Guns are no different. Now, in our next clip, we have the classic cult argument.
I'm trying to understand where you're coming from, and by your own definition of a cult.
It's not my own. It's a legitimate.
Fine. So let me ask you a question. A cult would probably convince people to do something that would be against their humanity. Would you agree?
Yes.
A cult would probably get people to do something that they know is wrong, even though they think they should do something is right.
Maybe, because some of these people are brainwashed into believing certain things that
For
they
sure.
don't actually agree with because they don't have the proper information
Got
on
it.
it.
So, for example, would you agree that when the Democrats sat during the State of the Union address to not applaud a kid with brain cancer, that is cult-like behavior? Because their leader told them not to do it. I mean,
well, who told them not to?
Exactly. I mean, their leadership told them.
So who's their leader? If they're
Well,
a cult,
Chuck
then who's their
Schumer
leader?
or Hakeem Jeffries, they had strict orders, do not stand and applaud for anything Trump does. They told us this.
Yes.
And so then Trump says, hey, can we just have a moment of non-political? Here's DJ Daniel. He's dying of brain cancer. He's now a ceremonial member of the Secret Service. And every Democrat sat with their arms crossed, not even being able to show the humanity. I mean, that's a cult.
Okay.
Charlie saying the same stuff as us. The left loves to accuse the Republican Party of doing all the things they do regularly. Republicans are the cult-like party, yet Democrats never step out of line. They vote exactly how the party wants them to. John Fetterman is the only one that can think for himself. Propaganda is a really powerful thing, and Democrats know it. They love the Russia playbook. We just talked about Mamdani using taxpayer money to keep his job. Sounds like something Vladimir Putin would do, does it not? It's exactly what Putin is doing. He's convinced his own people that Ukraine is shooting at hospitals and schools, not him.
Yeah. We've discussed this whole cult argument thing before a few times. The left really cannot see the hypocrisy on this. Now, next up, we have the classic liberal insult tactic.
What's that?
Do you enjoy being wrong? Making an ass of yourself out in front of a bunch of people?
Well, how do you know that? You haven't talked to me.
I don't talk to idiots.
How do you know I'm an idiot?
Your signs. That's
So
all I need.
if I were someone who just walked up to someone completely that I didn't know and called them an idiot without any kind of, that might make me an idiot. But that's not how I roll.
Fine, I am an idiot. Your signs say it all. Yeah.
No, my sign's really simple. Abortion is murder, right? Because you have a human being that is alive.
He must be a fellow vegan.
And then
You don't eat animals, right?
I eat animals. I don't eat humans.
So you like killing beings, but these beings you didn't really say.
So you missed the part where I said human.
Liberal playbook, straight out of it. Silence or insult your political opponent until they stop talking. They can't debate the actual policy most of the time because they don't understand the topic. If insults and deplatforming don't work, you tell the lunatics in your cult that they should go grab a gun and go kill Adolf Hitler, right? For the good of humanity. Does that sound familiar?
Yep. The best part of this clip is when he says, "You missed the part where I said human." It's so funny when people think they're making a good argument, but they're not even close. The internet is forever, people. Please try to remember that before you start talking in front of a camera.
He makes a great point there that who's the idiot? You just walked up to somebody you didn't even know and called him an idiot because you didn't like what his sign said. You didn't have any idea what his argument was. Just the thought of him disagreeing with you was enough for you to think he was stupid without hearing him out.
Yeah, and I like how he says, that might make you an idiot though, right?
Exactly.
All right, our next clip here is from an interview with Spencer Pratt.
I'm a registered Republican, but my supporters are all Democrats because Los Angeles is all Democrats. All the people financing me are Democrats. All the meetings I take every day are Democrats. Democrats are very angry with what happened to Los Angeles. They were fed a bunch of lies by Mayor Bass, who said she was going to literally solve homelessness. She was going to do all these things she didn't do. So all of the people that put her actually in office are now behind me. So it's a nonpartisan race. There's no letter next to either of our names because the mayor is not supposed to represent a party. They're supposed to make sure your moms are safe, your houses don't burn down, and your tax money is going to your infrastructure, not to fund drug addicts.
I am liking Spencer Pratt more and more every time I hear him talk. He honestly just makes sense. Like, he's going about his campaign trying to appeal to the common LA resident. I really hope he wins. LA needs some common sense.
I like that he points out there are no Republicans in LA. If he wins, Karen Bass should write a book so we know how she was so bad at her job that the liberals in LA voted Republican. I think the right would buy that book to see what it says. I am of the opinion it will look like the DNC autopsy. Racism and sexism and all the other isms caused her to lose, and she ran a great campaign but didn't slander Spencer Pratt enough. Do you trust them to look at the facts and come to the right conclusion?
Definitely not. You know, 100% if she loses, she will say that it's because she's a black woman and he's a white man.
Yep, racism.
All right, last clip here. This one will make your brain hurt.
We're trying to show the atrocity that America has committed.
Love it.
Love it.
Love
you
it.
want to watch the video? So this was Iranians being held hostage by America.
I'm not surprised.
Do you think Iran has the right to prevent America from continuing to kill its people?
Does Iran have the right
To defend itself. Iran have the right to defend itself.
Yeah.
Like if America's killing Iranians for decades.
What if I told you that every single video we showed you right now, this was actually attacks by the IRGC on Americans?
Now, do you think America should have the right to defend itself and prevent, future Americans?
You answer.
Wait,
why don't you answer? No, because but you said Iran has the right to,
But I'm not smart enough to answer these questions like this. So.
Wait, but you just answered the question really quickly. If Iran should have the right to defend itself against American bombings, you said yes.
So I can't. It's too much for me. I'm not just a kindergarten teacher. I'm not.
Okay, should we break it down very simple?
Yeah.
Iran attacks America. Should America be able to defend itself against Iran?
That's the test.
Wait, but
okay, break it down even simpler.
Okay. Iran bomb Americans. Should America prevent Iran from bombing Americans in the future?
That was good.
Should America be able to defend itself? If Iran is bombing us.
Yes.
Should America? Yeah, because we want peace.
Yeah. Well, yes, we want them to not have the capabilities to attack us.
Yes.
Yes.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. I think we got somewhere.
Okay, we all agree.
Sorry.
The way this woman tries so hard to not take America's side is ridiculous. The guys could not spell it out for her any more than they did, and she was racking her brain trying to figure out how to avoid answering the question. God help us all that this woman teaches children.
Yeah, spot on. She herself admits she is not smart enough to understand this, but she's the one responsible for preparing the next generation. Wow. We have also talked about how some people hate America, and here's a good example of that. She is trying so hard to figure out how to answer and not be on America's side.
Yeah, and they ask her if Iran has the right to defend themselves, and she says yes. And then they say, oh, gotcha. This is actually Iran attacking America. Does America have the right to defend themselves? And her response is, I'm not smart enough. I'm just a kindergarten teacher. 2 seconds ago, you said Iran could defend themselves, so why can't we?
She was so uninformed, though, that she didn't realize that's exactly what Iran did to us. She couldn't pick up on the fact that they flipped the script to see which side she was on. She's a hypocrite, and she got caught, and she didn't know how to get out of it. That's why it sounded like that.